CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman is here. Rikki, so let me just ask you, what happens next at this point?
What happens next is that there are going to be a series of hearings in this case. And the hearings will concern motions that the defense is going to file to try to keep this case as narrow as possible. They really want this case to be her word against his word.
So now that the case has been brought against Cosby, what does this mean for the several other women who've accused Bill Cosby of sexual assault?
Well, it depends on how you look at this. The fact that you have what is said to be 50 other women out there, those women may want to come forward and testify in this case. The prosecution is certainly going to try to offer up some of them and their testimony against Mr. Cosby to corroborate the testimony of Andrea Constant, the alleged victim in this case. Now, this is what happens. The defense says, no, you can't. Why? It's quote unquote unduly prejudicial. The prosecution says, wait a minute. There is an exception to that rule, and that is if you have a pattern of conduct, a signature, and all of these women went through the same thing as Andrea Constant, or many of them did. Ultimately, it's going to be up to a judge to decide if he's going to let any other women testify.
We'll see what happens. Was this outcome, though, surprising?
I think it was not surprising today. I think that once you got to this point of having a probable cause hearing in a criminal case with all of these other women who came forward, that it changed the complexion, the feeling of this case for this prosecutor that believed back in 2005 that Andrea Constant's story really wasn't terribly credible. But when you hear the same story over and over again, the prosecution said, we're now going forward. In addition, they have Mr. Cosby's statements in the deposition, albeit supposedly it was supposed to be kept confidential till it was unsealed, where he does make certain admissions that are very, very difficult for him to face in court.
A lot of people watching this case very closely. Rikki Klieman, thank you so much.
Thank you, Elaine.